A man is arrested for biting the testicles of a nightclub employee. 2 individuals are in trouble for breaking a hole through the Great Wall of China. And tourists are flocking to New York City to go on rat tours. These are the weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in existence. We're back from the holiday weekend. I got some weird news for you. Let's do it. A teenager is accused of biting a club employee's testicles. But why? This story takes place in Ann Arbor, Michigan. A teenager was taken into custody in Ann Arbor on Saturday after he reportedly bit a nightclub employee's testicles. The name of the nightclub is Necto, Necto. It looks like the beginning of the word nectarine, but they just stopped spelling it after the O. Necto. Never heard of it. I did a little search to learn something about Netgo. It says Netgo is a legendary nightclub located in the heart of Ann Arbor, Michigan, with its state-of-the-art sound system, pulsing lights, and cutting-edge testicle chompers. Just kidding about the chompers. They say they have the hottest dance floor at Netgo, the hottest dance floor. Hottest dance floor to get your testicles bit. It says Netgo is the only place in Michigan that parties like Vegas. Testicles bitten. Sounds dangerous. I got some questions, though. Let's dive into the details of this testicle assault. We have the star of our story, Gino, a 19-year-old from Detroit. Oh, boy, Gino. Ain't nothing good going to happen with Gino at the club. Hey, Gino. Gino's doing shots of Fireball. Next thing you know, he's biting people. Gino's a 19-year-old from Detroit. He reportedly punched a Necto employee in the face. Oh, why, Gino? Why? Probably for no good reason. He's Gino. Hey, Fireball, baby. I just punch people. It says here he punched an employee in the face after he was denied entrance just before midnight. Well, Gino, you got to get there early, all right? The line's very long at midnight. You're not going to make it, buddy. The police placed Gino in handcuffs. He reportedly resisted, causing injuries to a police officer's fingers. Police say 2 employees were bitten by Gino at the nightclub. 2 employees! Gino's just going around chomping on individuals. One of the employees that was bitten by an angry Gino included a 20-year-old who was taken to the hospital for treatment. The employee told the police the suspect grabbed his testicles and bit them. Grabbed his testes and bit them. I don't even know why his testicles were out. I assume it's a very loose dress code at Necto for the staff and the club goers as well. Just not a lot of clothing. You know how these places can be. Just a lot of booze, nefarious narcotics, and people with very little clothing. This is what you get. In defense of the staff, I mean, I'm not letting in a guy named Gino either. You know, you're not coming in, Gino. I remember what happened last time. We know you, Gino. I'm gonna be Gino's attorney for just a second. Just imagine Gino's attorney trying to defend him in court. Your Honor, doesn't anyone want to know why the employee's testicles were near my client's teeth that evening? Doesn't anyone want to know why? 2 men were arrested in China for damaging the Great Wall of China. How dare you damage the Great Wall? That's the icon of China. Everybody knows about the Great Wall. It's a mainstay of China. Now it's probably a little bit shorter now because of these men who have been detained in northern China after allegedly damaging a section of the Great Wall with something called an excavator. Well, let me look this up. Isn't that the thing that takes you up the stairs? No, that's an escalator, Jonesy. Ooh, an excavator. The first thing that comes up is rent an excavator. Anybody can just rent an excavator. This thing looks like a sophisticated piece of machinery that you should use a special license to operate, but apparently you can just rent them. Good to know, guys, in case you're displeased with the position of your neighbor's fence. You can just rent an excavator and fix that right away. Okay, excavator. It's a piece of heavy construction equipment consisting of a boom, a dipper, also known as a stick, a bucket, and a cab on a rotating platform known as the house. It's quite large and professional. I guess you would call this heavy machinery. When they tell you after you take this drug or chemical, that the doctor prescribes, I only recommend the ones the doctor prescribes, guys. Don't get this stuff on your own. Sometimes they say don't operate heavy machinery on this because you'll be groggy. Well, definitely an excavator would fall into that category of heavy machinery. Maybe these guys were on the chemicals too when they were operating this excavator and they accidentally pulled off a section of the Great Wall. Maybe they didn't even know it was the Great Wall. It is really long. Maybe they're like, hey, maybe we could just take away this piece. No one's going to notice. It's 6,000 miles long. Who's going to notice this little piece missing? We have in the story, it's not two men. It's a 38-year-old man and a 50-year-old woman in the Shanxi province. They're accused of digging through the Great Wall to create a shortcut for their construction work nearby. We're just trying to make a shortcut because we were moving things along, and apparently this wall just came out of nowhere. This wall's in our way. We tried to go around the wall, but turns out it's pretty great. I mean, it's really long. Can't go around it. And we certainly can't get over it. It's a high wall. It's pretty great, this wall. So we just thought we'd just go through with it. We were going to put the bricks back. I mean, we weren't going to leave it like that, guys. Come on now. Now, this construction couple claims they didn't do anything completely wrong here. All they did was expand on an existing opening in the ancient structure. They widened it into a wide gap large enough for their excavator to pass through in order to save the distance of travel. There was already a small little crack in it in that area. We just expanded upon the crack to get our excavator through. I mean, how can you? The excavator can't go around it. Have you seen how slow they are? That would have taken several months to just get around it. So we just thought we'd make a little shortcut. According to the authorities, their excavation caused irreversible damage to the integrity and safety of that particular portion of the wall. The police in Yuyu County, I love that name, Yuyu, sounds wonderful. They detained the suspects after receiving reports about the damage. The case is under further investigation, but my hunch is these people are never going to see the light of day after this stunt. They make you disappear in China for lesser offenses. What? Were you on Twitter? You're going to jail for life. You can't be on Twitter. It's not called Twitter anymore, guys, but I'm still calling it Twitter. The article has some information about the Great Wall. It says this wall acted as a key northern defense for successive Chinese empires. It has a total length of more than 20,000 kilometers, which is 12,000 miles. It was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. Its earliest sections date back more than 2,000 years and were later extended throughout China's ancient dynasty. The damage was inflicted on a section of the wall dating back to the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644, known as the 32nd Great Wall. It is also home to a relatively well-preserved watchtower and is listed as a provincial cultural relic. It says here Chinese authorities in recent years have stepped up the protection of the Great Wall and cracked down on any acts of vandalism. In 2021, 3 visitors were detained and fined by the police for scrawling on the famous Badaling section of the wall with a very sharp object. Last year, Chinese authorities banned 2 foreign tourists from the Great Wall after they trespassed onto an undeveloped part of the Mutianyu section of the wall. No, not the Mutianyu section of the wall. That's my favorite section of the wall, the Mutianyu. That one, that's a great one. It's greater than the great. Super great. Want to create your own podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record, edit on your phone or your computer, send it to Spotify, and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video recording options. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions as well. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. Tourists are flocking to New York City to go on rat tours. Rat tours, guys. Just when you think you've seen it all or heard of it all. Rat tours. Unbelievable. Tourists visiting New York City apparently are going on rat tours to get an authentic Big Apple experience and to see the iconic, quote, mascots of the city. The rats aren't the mascots of the city. They're a complete pestilence. Once in a while, I have large vocabulary words that I like to whip out. Just my way of showing off, guys, on the podcast. These rats are definitely a pestilence, and you don't have to go on a tour to see them, man. They're just there. They're everywhere. You have to pay somebody to take you to see rats. Ride the subway long enough. A rat will crawl across your feet. If you're lucky, up your lap and onto your face. But New Yorkers love it. It keeps our immune system very beefy when the rats run over our face while we're taking the 456 train. East Side, baby, East Side. We have in the story someone named Kenny. Kenny leads a free walking late night rat tour. Well, at least it's free. So the level of scamming is a little bit lower. Kenny probably tried to charge initially for the rat tours and realized that there was just too many rats and he couldn't charge for such things. Kenny has specific routes that he takes to see the rats late night. He takes routes near the Rockefeller Center and in Flushing and Sunnyside, Queens. Oh, lovely neighborhoods filled with rats. Kenny told the media, quote, "Rats are like the New York City mascot. People want to see them for themselves." Kenny, what are you doing? Oh, my goodness, man. He also live streams on TikTok as he explores rat-infested parts of the city with up to 10,000 people tuning in at a time. Imagine 10,000 people watching live stream rat adventures in the bowels of New York City. He probably makes money off these live streams, I'd imagine. Look at this. Unbelievable. Why am I trying to do an upstanding news production in a closet here when I could just take people on cockroach tours in Los Angeles and make 10 times the money that I'm making in this stupid closet recording this podcast? This just blows me away. You know, there's so many things I could have chosen to do as far as content goes, and I'm choosing one that doesn't make any money. What is wrong with me? I could just take people on rat tours. Kenny's not the only one to capitalize on his fascination with the rodents. We have someone named Luke, the owner of Real New York Tours, who stops near Chinatown for tourists to see the creatures scurrying about. People want to see rats, really? Wow. I just don't know what people want. I guess that's my problem. I read stories about what people are paying for, and I'm saying to myself, they really want that? Huh. I would never have thought. Because I certainly don't want that. I like to avoid rats, typically, in my nightly strolls. I want to avoid the rats because, well, they're disgusting. They're spreaders of disease. They're scary as hell. The ones in New York City are as big as a dog. I don't want to be around that. Apparently people do. For the purpose of this article, they interviewed several rat tour customers. Let's see what these idiots think. It says some of them specifically came to the city to catch a glimpse of the rodents. You went all the way to New York City? Oh, you're going to New York City, Henry? What for? Broadway shows? Huh? What about it? No, gonna see them rats. Yep. Here's a quote from one of these people's named Aaron, who's from Pennsylvania, who visited the city hoping to see the rats. Aaron says, quote, "It's just one of those things you just have to see. You just got to see the rats, man." Aaron, I think you should see a doctor, is what I think you need to see. Aaron was so thrilled to see a few rat tails poking out of a construction site that he even reached down and gently pinched some of the rat tails. He pinched the rats. Aaron, what are you doing? Aaron's going to take a disease back to his small town in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and everybody's going to get the Black Plague now. Great. Good job. We have another individual from St. Louis named Patrick who traveled to the city after becoming a fan of what's called Rat Talk. Those are the videos on TikTok. They're called Rat Talks. People just watching videos of rats on TikTok. I put so many clips of my stand-up comedy on TikTok, they get no views. Who knew? All I had to do was just shoot some footage of a rat. Next thing you know, viral, baby. Here's a quote from Patrick, this idiot. "It made me want to go there and actually see the setting and the scenery, you know? What's behind this corner? What's around that corner? She's so exciting." Yeah. Yeah, Aaron, great job. What's around that corner? It's called hepatitis. Bring it home with you. It says not just tourists love to see the rats. We have someone named David. David and his 12-year-old daughter, Nolia, from the Bronx, regularly attend the rat tours, with the girl becoming a regular in this guy's TikTok rat videos. I don't want to watch them, but you kind of have to watch them. Excuse me. Rats have long been an iconic fixture of the city. I can't believe I'm covering this. I can't believe this exists. What is going on? It says the population of rats surged during the pandemic, and so did this guy's TikTok account. Reported rat sightings actually doubled in 2022, with city health inspectors documenting about 60,000 instances of rodent activity compared to about 30,000 the previous year. I love how they have like a rat census of all the things to spend money on. Who counts these rats? What kind of job is this? This poor guy or girl or whatever whatever the heck this individual is that's doing a rat counts. That's just what kind of existence is this? Earlier this year, New York City Mayor Eric Adams appointed a rat czar to help eliminate rodents in the city. Oh, don't eliminate the rodents, Eric. Apparently, this is what's bringing tourists to your city. Why would you want to eliminate that? You need more rats. You got to bring in the Pied Piper of rats. Just whatever attracts rats. Garbage. Just bring in more garbage, or don't take out the garbage so swiftly, Eric, the mayor of New York. They love the garbage. Oh, man, I just had a flashback of an instance when I was in New York City with my friend Robbie. Robbie and I had a late night drinking escapade. And then he sent me a video later saying that he fell into some bags of trash. And I said, how was that? And he just wrote in capital letters, rats! I just got this text that said, rats! Oh, man. I'm just astounded by all of this. Guys, I lived in New York City for a decade. There's no need to go there to see the rats. Save your money. Save your money. And believe me, there's rats in other major cities. There's rats where you live. You just got to look. Just hang around the dumpsters, man. You'll see them. And if you're feeling entrepreneurial, just know that there are wacky tours out there that people want to go on. If it's something that you think is repulsive, that no one wants to see in your town, trust me, they want to see it. I think I might give people, tent tours in Los Angeles. Guys, come on, I'll take you to Skid Row. We can go see the tents for $100 a head. I'll take you down there. Don't worry, I'll bring mace for all of us. Yay! Hello, my friends, loyal listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. Thanks for spending some time with me and our lovely little show today. I hope you had a lovely holiday weekend. Those of you who celebrated Labor Day weekend, I think it's just a United States holiday, but I'm not really sure. I'm public school educated. I don't know that much about the world. A little bit. I don't know if Labor Day is a thing in other places. Maybe you could write me and tell me. My email's funnyjones@gmail.com. We have a phone number here, too. You can leave messages, little voicemails. And I occasionally publish those voicemails. And they're pretty weird. But I have some amazing callers all the time, real quality individuals, so I enjoy it. So keep calling, 646-450-2012. I have a review here on Amazon, and it's like over a week old, but I don't think I read it. So let me get to it again. If I already did read it, I apologize, but let me get to this one because I like it. It's from Jeanette, and Jeanette wrote, "Look, the man is running a podcast out of a closet." 5 stars. It's incredible title. Is Jonesy funny all the time? Absolutely not. Is he funny to me? Absolutely. Look, the man's running a podcast from a closet, and he talks about all the stories that make you feel better about yourself and your life choices. Where else can you hear about a neighbor stealing the other neighbor's porch? Or the fact that you can hire a celebrity to quit your job for you? Or the meth lab found at a Florida welcome center? How about Florida just in general, man? He is on my morning podcast routine, so I start my day out right and take interesting stories to work so I can spread this entertainment. And just a side note to one-star reviewer CSC1214, if you were in fact funnier, you would have been able to write a bad review that at least made us all laugh. Missed opportunity for a funny person. Good luck with your life. It was a great review. Jeanette, very funny. You're a very funny person too, so just want to give you kudos for making me laugh. This is a very humorous an amazing 5-star review that I am grateful for. You guys can leave me reviews on Amazon as well if you'd like to, and other places like Apple Podcasts, and I think there's others. But please send me a note if you write me a review. That way you make sure that I get it. Some of the reviews are put in places that I don't come across, especially if you're writing a review in another country, like Apple Podcasts, Australia, or Amazon, UK. I just don't really come across those. So please send me a link so I can give you the props you deserve. I would also like to say, if you would like to support the show, you can do so by not just writing a review, but you can suggest the podcast to a friend that might be looking to, bring some fun news into their life. It's a nice sort of reprieve from the mainstream news that we all take in on a daily basis. Even if you don't want to take it in, the devastating mainstream news usually finds you. You don't need to go looking for it. It kind of finds you. So in these instances, we need a little breath of fresh air and a laugh, which Weird AF News, that's the aim of this. It's educational as well, but we're going for laughs here. They're not always doozies, but I do my best. At least one segment per episode you'll find pretty funny in general. And that's pretty good when you're batting 33%. That gets you in the Hall of Fame, If you guys want to support the show because you got some extra cash following your big tax return that you just got, I know about it. And you can go to weirdafnews.com where you can buy me a coffee, or you can join the Patreon as well. Joining the Patreon's like buying Jonesy a coffee every month. You can also go to patreon.com/weirdafnews and do it from there. Or click on the link in the description of the podcast, or download the Patreon app on your phone and do a search for Weird AF News. We want to get some patrons in there. It's a nice little special Weird AF News club in there. A bunch of weirdos. Great people, great people. Anyways, thank you for spending this time with me, and hope you had a nice holiday weekend. I already said that. I had a great weekend, and I took Monday off. I hope you'll forgive me for that. But I will be putting out the episodes the rest of the week. You can be sure of that. We keep on going. We keep on trucking, as they say. All right. Love you.